Hey everyone, this is Biscuit Weasel from the ANZGC Guild, and you are listening to the Escape Pod cast. This show was recorded in front of a live studio audience. I hope you guys are all staying safe. Would love to see you guys come out and check out one of my new streams. You guys have a great evening and enjoy the show.
One is a Grand Arena specialist from the UK. The other is a territory battle tactician from the US. Together, there are no signs of intelligent life on board. With both having played this game since launch, the one thing we are sure of is that you will be entertained. The Escape Pod Cast, a service of the Escape Pod Castaways. A weekly podcast about the mobile game Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Live from the network studios of Yavin 4, here are your hosts, Neil Andrew Eyre and Paul Anthony.
Coming up on this week's edition of the Escape Pod Cast.
The Galactic Legends have landed.
We read over their very long kits and the developer insights.
And then we give you our impressions of them as well.
Are you still planning on slowly farming one of these kits, Neil?
We will save that for the show, Paul.
Speaking of Galactic Legends, the tickets got reworked, but in a good way.
Speak for yourself. I'm not a fan of this type of drop system at all.
Well, you get what you put into it.
Are we going to have this out in the intro?
No, later. But we will let the audience know we are going to be geeking out with Going Nerdy in our incoming transmission.
That's right. Thaddeus joins us to talk about what he thinks is next for Galaxy of Heroes.
And the other fun antics coming up soon on his and our channels.
Patreon's choice on the bridge, as we also welcome to the community a new community manager.
I don't have a bad feeling about this, to be honest.
All this and breaking news as and if it happens.
Right here on the Escape Pod Cast.
The Escape Pod Cast News.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Escape Podcast, coming at you live from the bridge of the Millennial Fulcrum. That means very little to you people who are listening to the podcast, but for those people watching us record this live, they will see us sat in two seats in our cockpit. We're in our ship's cockpit.
We are. That is absolutely true, Neil. Absolutely pleasure to see you. Pleasure to see everybody that is joining us live as we record this on Twitch. Thank you very, very much. And it's been one heck of a week in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Lots of things coming to fruition, big news, lots of fun. Lots and lots of fun.
Oh, just one more thing. Hello, Governor.
For all of the
for everybody, because
the people that did not get the hello governor in the beginning.
Yeah, because the people listening to this on the podcast, they don't unless they come and watch us record this live, they don't get to hear us for the first during the countdown, do they? So okay. I'm good to go.
And by the way, thank you, Schnarman, for the 6 months that you've been subscribed. Deadpool Kyle, thank you for the raid. And Helenix, thank you for the 5 bits. Let's get into the topic at hand. The Galactic Legends Round 2 have hit the holotables, and they're hot off the presses. Mm-hmm. We have the developer insights. We're not going to go over the entire developer insight, but we are going to touch on them just a little bit, and then also basically use our PhDs, Neil, because you need a PhD in order to understand these kits half the time.
Yeah, most of the time you do, definitely. Ever since Darth Revan dropped, you've needed a PhD to understand how these kits work.
So I've given you, we did a coin flip. You won the coin flip and chose to do Jedi Knight or Jedi Master Luke, and I deferred to the second half. So you start us off.
Okay, let's start off on Snake Plissken. Hi, Holotable Heroes! The second group of Galactic Legends launches this week, and we kick off the developer insights with one of the most iconic characters in Star Wars, Jedi Master Luke Skywalker. Both of these new Galactic Legends have the unique ability to change into their ultimate form and lay waste to their enemies. The basics. A Jedi Master Luke Skywalker is the ultimate tank for any Jedi squad. Luke protects his light side allies, particularly his Jedi allies, when they drop below 100% health. All Jedi are granted a new ability, Inherited Teachings, at the start of battle and can be used to call target light side allies to assist and deal true damage based off of Jedi Master Luke's protection. His special 2, what the hell is that? Efflux? Efflux is an AoE attack that reduces the enemy's turn meter, applies ability block and breach while providing the Jedi allies turn meter. And then the unique attributes, Jedi Master Luke Skywalker can transform into his incredibly powerful heroic form, and all Jedi allies gain Jedi Legacy, which provides 100% mastery and the ability to ignore taunts on their turn. Called it! Similar to what Tambor's tech, Jedi Master Luke Skywalker automatically taunts while he has protection. When a Jedi ally falls below 100% health, Luke gains an unpreventable and undispellable taunt with a lock icon. That's going to be useful. Luke can provide his allies with the Jedi Lessons buff, which increases their mastery with each stack. The max cooldown for 2 of his abilities, They Grow Beyond, and Efflux, I don't like that word, is reduced by 2 when he transforms into heroic Luke Skywalker. Okay, so we're just gonna go over the inspiration, but
exactly.
We're not gonna go over the strategy, but we'll quickly go over the squad suggestions. Hermit Yoda, healer and support, and can keep protection on Luke and keep him taunting. General Skywalker and Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker are excellent damage dealers. Revan, Savior, provides more sustainable for Luke, usually since he's taunting. We also designed Luke to be a very flexible lead if you don't want to pull apart a squad that uses one of the units above. And then it also throws in there Ezra Bridger, solid damage dealer, Old Ben, Ki Adi Mundi, and Grand Master Yoda. Basically, the characters that you were putting with Jedi Knight Luke. So it's this character. So it's Grandmaster, it's Galactic Legends Luke in your lead with your JKL, your Ezra Bridger, your Old Ben, and either GMY or Hermit Yoda. You're probably going to go Hermit Yoda if you're throwing it on defense, and you're probably going to go GMY if you're going to use him on offense, I think. So, yeah, that's pretty good. Okay.
It's a not a bad trade-off, and you get to keep a lot of the teams that you want to that you want to use otherwise intact. It doesn't rip teams apart, but I'm sure counters do.
Yeah. Your audio is out of sync with your video.
I'm sorry.
It's not. The people listening don't care. I'm just thinking the people watching are going to be like, "Why are you doing an old kung fu movie?"
There. We'll screw up the Millennial Fulcrum for just a second. Change that.
That didn't work.
Back to the other camera. Maybe that fixed it.
For some reason, Zoom. It's your Zoom. So never mind. We'll keep going. We'll soldier on.
All right.
That's what we do. We'll soldier on.
First off, thank you, Dickie Darkside, for the 4 months that you've been subscribed. Appreciate that, sir. All right. So let's get into the kit, the PhD kit. He's a tank, a leader, and a Jedi.
Yeah.
Of course, he's a Galactic Legend and light side, of course, as well. But he's a tank, a leader, and a Jedi. His basic inflicts buff immunity His basic inflicts buff immunity.
Yeah, that's nice.
On target enemy for 2 turns and deals special damage. And he gains 2% max health, stacking until the end of the encounter. The attack will critically hit if able and cannot be countered.
Oh, that's nice. That's easy enough. No PhD required for that.
Yep. You want to
Okay,
take special one?
Yeah. So special one, They Grow Beyond, which has a cooldown of 4. Inflict tenacity down on target enemy for 2 turns. Then daze them for 2 turns. And increase their cooldown by 1. That's a nice one, that. That is a nice one.
That it is.
That is a very, very nice one. Raid bosses, inflict tenacity down on the target enemy for 2 turns. Then inflict 3 exposes for 2 turns on them. Oh, that's nice. Call target other light side ally to assist. Then grant them and Jedi Master Luke Skywalker advantage and critical damage up for 2 turns. If target other ally is a Jedi, that ally gains Jedi lessons for 3 turns, which can't be copied. If they already have Jedi lessons, the duration of all current stacks on them resets to 3 turns, maximum 3 stacks. This ability can't be resisted or evaded. So, yeah. So that's going to hit like a brick.
Yep. And Jedi lessons is 20% mastery per stack. I'm guessing their own personal mastery.
Yeah. So you can get a maximum of 60%. That's good.
Yep. The special 2 has all these have Zetas. All these have Zetas, just like the previous ones. Is Efflux. Deal special damage to all enemies, then remove 20% turn meter from them, and inflict ability block and breach. So you can finally breach not just ships, but also characters for 2 turns. Deal 10% more damage and remove an additional 5% turn meter for each ally that has Jedi lessons or Jedi legacy, which we'll get to in a moment. All Jedi allies gain 15% turn meter and critical hit immunity for 1 turn. By the way, breach is a quarter less speed and a quarter less defense.
Yeah. Which was done by the Bounty Hunters. Unique 1, Zeta, Jedi Legacy. Final text. Jedi allies may gain Jedi lessons. The first time each other light side ally falls below 100% health, they recover 25% health and protection. Doubled for Jedi allies. That's nice. At the start of battle, Jedi Master Luke Skywalker gains Jedi Legacy until the end of battle, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. And Jedi Legacy is a 100% mastery and ignores taunts during their turn. Can't gain Jedi lessons. That is impressive. That's really, really useful. Ignoring taunts. That is beautiful.
And this is at the start. This is at the start of the battle. I'm guessing it's the Zeta portion of it.
Yeah.
They immediately gain the he immediately gains that. So he's already ignoring taunt. He's already being crazy.
Yeah. I like the ignoring taunt is definitely going to be useful. Because he's got a really, really useful basic. So you can apply that basic to anyone on the opposition squad. That's brilliant. I don't know how the AI is going to handle that if you're throwing them in defense, but keeping it for offense. God, the amount of different squads that you're going to be able to use to be able to. Oh God, yeah, no, this is really good.
Yeah.
Think about all those Revan teams with Malak in.
Right.
That you get stuck behind Malik's taunt and the Sith troopers. No more getting stuck behind that. That's beautiful.
So, Galactic Legend, it's the same for everybody. They take reduced damage and they can't be destroyed. Things like that. We already know that. So I'm going to skip ahead to the leader here. Legend of the Jedi. All light side. This is his leader ability. All light side allies have plus 10% max health and max protection, doubled for Jedi allies. All Jedi allies also gain 30% more offense and 40 more speed.
Oh my god! I'm sorry. GMY and Anakins are just going to destroy teams with this.
And if all allies are Jedi, Jedi Master Luke gains taunt while he has protection.
Ugh.
The first time each other Jedi ally falls below 100% health, they dispel all debuffs from themselves and gain critical hit, immunity, defense up, tenacity. Basically, they become a defensive powerhouse, and Luke taunts for 2 turns, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. At the start of battle, Jedi allies also gain inherited teachings, which is, go ahead, Neil.
Inherited teachings gain Jedi lessons for 3 turns and call target other light side ally to assist, dealing 90% less damage. Wow. Then they deal true damage to the target enemy based on 60% of Jedi Master Luke Skywalker's base max protection, which can't be evaded. If that ally is a Jedi, they gain Jedi lessons for 3 turns and 15% turn meter, recover protection equal to 5% of Luke's base max protection, and reduce the cooldown of their inherited teachings by 1. This ability can't be used if there are no other Jedi allies, and it has a cooldown of 2. That's, oh my, just, mod-wise, you just load this guy up with protection. Screw everything else. All other stats are irrelevant. You want 4 primary, you want protection arrow, protection triangle, protection cross, protection circle. Obviously, you can't do it on the square in the diamond. And then you want as many secondary protection percentages and protection totals as physically possible for this. Speed just does not matter with this character.
Yeah.
It just doesn't matter. Everything is dependent on his... A bit like everything is, the GG Nukem team is 100% totally dependent on health. You want that health as high as physically possible. You don't care about speed.
Well, let's get into his ultimate here. His ultimate gains 8% ultimate charge whenever a Jedi ally gains lessons or the duration of their stacks are reset. Jedi Luke transforms into Jedi Master Luke Skywalker Heroic. Basically, he becomes the Grey Jedi.
Yep, the Force Protection.
Yeah.
Like I said, I did call that. I said that was going to be his special. That he was going to become Force Projection Luke.
Yeah, and he dispels Jedi lessons from all Jedi allies. Dispel all debuffs on all Jedi allies. Reset the cooldowns of their special abilities. So they get all their abilities back. And Jedi allies gain critical chance up, critical damage up, and gain Jedi legacy and 35% offense until the end of battle. Oh. They also get a cookie and a kiss from their mother before they go to bed. Yeah. They get everything.
Oh my God, I have never seen such a tanky offensive. Oh my God, it's just beautiful. It's extremely offensive and extremely tanky all rolled into one. It's beautiful.
I find it very offensive as well.
This is just, yeah.
So, Neil, are you going to go for it?
Well, I mean, I'm going for it by default anyway. It's not something that I'm going to go. I'll get there in the end. I'm not going to kill myself to get him. I'm not going to just concentrate 100% purely on the characters required to get him, because I've still got Mon Mothma to farm, I've still got Chupier to farm, and I've still got the Y-Wing to farm. But I'll get him in the end on my main account and one of my alts. Basically the 2 accounts that have got JKL. Those are the ones that I'm going to be going for him on. But I want this.
I really do think that you should not break yourself for this, but I think that you should focus farm on Mothra and 3POC.
I have got my farm, but I was already going to be I was already farming them before we even knew about this. I mean, obviously, Mon Mothma's only recently just come out, but she's excellent. Yeah. So I was planning on farming her anyway. The new marquees were great.
Passively go for it. And by passively, I'm saying you're not gonna spend crystals to get the refreshes and things like that
No.
for it.
No.
You'll get there when you get there, but
Yeah, I'll get
you
there.
should put that as your focus. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I can't put it as a focus because once I get a character to tier 5, it takes months and months and months and months to get the bits and pieces needed to take someone to tier 6 and then to tier 7. I've only got one on my main account. I've only got one character at Relic 7, and that's General Grievous, and it took months for me to get the relic materials needed to go for 6 and 7.
Careful. You might get accused of not relicking up your characters and sandbagging to make your matchups favorable, Neil.
Oh no, it's physically impossible because I'm free to play. Because I'm free to play and I'm in an Australian guild. The heroic Sith Raid, where I would be able to get some of those bits and pieces from, gets soloed within 30 minutes of it starting, and it starts at stupid o'clock in the morning. So I will never, ever, ever get them. I don't get those pieces necessary for 6 and 7. It literally takes me months and months and months and months to be able to get the materials to take someone from Relic 4 to 5, 6, and 7. I mean, you know as well as I do. I
get it.
It's easy to get. I mean, but that's why most of my characters are Relics 3s and 4s, because it's easy to take someone to Relic 3 and 4.
I was being tongue-in-cheek about other discussions we've had.
Mm-hmm. It's just, yeah, it's near on impossible for me. The only reason why I did it for General Grievous, and I'd been saving up those bits and pieces for JKL, I had to put them on General Grievous because my GG Nukem team just wasn't good enough to beat a Darth Revan Basti team a couple months ago. And
right.
I didn't want that happening again. So, yeah. It takes me a lot longer to get someone to Relic 7 than it does for someone that, is pay to win.
All right. So, let's move on to Sith Emperor because we're running out of time in the first segment. Let's at least talk about the developer insight, and then we'll take a break and come back with the kits.
Mm-hmm.
So the basics for the Emperor, which I'm leaning towards, to be honest with you here. Sith Eternal Emperor is an attacker that focuses on dealing tons of damage at the expense of whoever is in his way. In lore and on the battlefield, Palpatine is initially hiding in the background, manipulating his enemies and waiting for the right moment to strike. Sith Eternal Emperor needs a squad built around him specifically. We recommend at least a few tanks in your squad in order for Palpatine to survive long enough to reach his ultimate. Sith Eternal Emperor, in his pre-transformed state, allows you to prepare the battlefield for when you switch on the pain and activate his ultimate ability. Activating his ultimate changes Palpatine from supporting to a very strong attacker. This does not change his relic mastery stats. Emperor will stay an attacker. His ultimate, I Am the Sith, greatly ramps up his power, and ideally, you would activate it when most of the enemy squad has the Deceive debuff. His unique attributes is there's 2 ways to charge his ultimate. Deceive is an essential part of keeping Emperor alive, and it charges his ultimate. A deceived enemy can't target Palpatine, which allows him to hide from more problematic characters. An Emperor gains additional mastery when a deceived enemy uses an ability. The unique Sow Discord allows Deceive to spread to the weakest enemy whenever they use an ability. Deceive can continue to spread from Emperor, and it transforms into his ultimate form. Then there's Unraveled Destiny. It lets you link 2 characters together, and both units will lose protection when one of them takes a turn. The Emperor steals a portion of the protection lost. Linked also causes units to deal less damage and prevents criticals. His leader ability allows linked enemies to fuel his ultimate. Now, upon transformations, Emperor is granted 2 new abilities, a new basic and a very strong special, Power, Unlimited Power, which, by the way, I do want to point out, has a cooldown.
That's I know.
Power.
a cooldown on an ability called Unlimited Power. It's like
Yes.
limited. They should just call it Limited Unlimited Power.
What's that, Neil? I'm sorry.
They should just call it Limited Unlimited Power.
Exactly. This special has the potential to wreck the whole enemy team and puts you in a very good position to win the battle. When he uses power, unlimited power, he immediately destroys linked units, excluding raid bosses and fellow Galactic Legends. So, squad suggestions was pretty short. You want to read that?
Tanks. More tanks. Oh my god. They would recommend running 3 or 4 tanks just to ensure that that he can reach his ultimate. My god, have they made him that squishy?
It's not that he's that squishy. It's that he can be targeted.
Well, I'm just saying, recommending an entire squad of tanks to make sure that he reaches his ultimate kind of makes me think that he's squishy. That does. Yeah. Really does. I mean, so what are you going to put in? You're going to put in Malik, Sith Trooper, Scion. So there's your triumph. So your Darth Revan squad has been destroyed. Your Sith Triumvirate squad has been destroyed. And then you need a 4th Sith.
Basti.
She's not a tank.
Dark Basti just to spread some debuffs around. Or assassin for heavy hitting.
It's the fact that the recommendation is 3 to 4 tanks. That just makes me think that he's squishy. That's all.
No.
Okay.
Well, we will go over the kit and see how bad it is, if it is at all. After these messages right here on the Escape Pod Cast.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
This is Macaius, and I assure your privacy and confidentiality when using my remodding services.
G'day legends, this is Heinzie. Did you know Macaius Modding Mayhem is the premier modding service for the game that we all love, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? With some of the most affordable rates in the industry, Macaius will remod your roster from top to bottom with continuous consultation with where to go from there. Macaius has a 100% satisfaction guarantee, and he has tons of additional services available as well, like a full cleanup of your mods, PvP plans, and lots more. Contact Macaius today on Discord, all in lowercase guys, MIKAYAS 0127. That's MIKAYAS number 0127, or hit up MacaiusMods@gmail.com. I fully endorse Macaius Modding Mayhem, and you will too. Macaius Modding Mayhem, the official remodding service of the Escape Podcast and the Escape Podcastaways network.
Did you know that if you signed up to become a Patreon, you could get tons of rewards? Force Ghost Scotty could do a roster review for you. Neil Andrew Ware could share Grand Arena tactics. Or Paul could even help you get maximum stars in Geonosis Territory Battle. And you even get access into the after show. Sound good? Sign up to be a Patreon today. For as little as $2 a month, you could unlock a ton of potential content. And also get closer to the hosts. Head to patreon.com/The Escape Pod to sign up.
Hello friends, this is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and I approve this message, and am compensated for signups for this service.
The world's largest audiobook library is at your fingertips, and the Escape Pod Castaways wants you to try it for free. Head on over to escapepodcastaways.com and click the Going Nerdy offer button to claim a free audiobook and 2 Audible originals. Cancel anytime, and it's absolutely free to sign up. Check out Audible and support the Escape Podcastaways, all for free. See Audible website for details. Restrictions may apply.
Hey, I'm Andy Beads.
Hey, I'm Danish Wobble.
Hey, I'm Ando.
Hey, I'm Jake.
I'm Bringer Death.
Jake Johnson TX.
I'm Ramby2307.
Spartan Z here.
I am Mr. Jacobachi.
Star Wars Galaxy of Yeti.
I'm Player Gaming Embers.
I'm Lazy Turtle.
I'm Mudbum.
I mean, come on. They already know me. I'm the bloody co-host.
and we are part of
the GAC Chain Gang.
We're a group of streamers who stream our Grand Arena on Twitch
and continue the chain
into the next streamer.
We have all types of accounts for you to enjoy, from the big whales to the
small accounts.
But we're all here to provide entertainment
and have a good time.
The Grand Arena Chain Gang is proud to be part
of the Escape Pod Castaways Content Creator Network. Stop by and see them, won't you?
The Escape Pod Cast.
And welcome back. Let's get stuck into segment 2. Let's talk some more Emperor Palpatine. Okay, so we're moving on to the kit now, aren't we?
Yes. So we're gonna start out with this basic: deal special damage to target enemy. If that enemy was not deceived, they become deceived for 2 turns. Increased to 3 if they're a Jedi. Deceived can't be copied, dispelled, resisted. And Sith Eternal Emperor gains speed up for 2 turns. So he gains speed when he uses his basic.
Mm-hmm.
The ability can also not be countered. And deceived is can't target Emperor during their turn if another Sith enemy is active. When the ability is used, Sith Eternal Emperor gains 2% ultimate charge. So let's look at that again. If somebody is deceived,
they can't,
and you have a Sith, they are a tank in a way against having Palps get hit.
Yeah. They're going to get taken out first. Very useful against other GLs. I mean, you put you get GL Rey deceived, or you get GL Kylo deceived. They ain't taking out your Palpatine.
Exactly.
But they are going to take out your tanks.
Target them. You're gonna deceive somebody that's not a tank. You're not a tank. That you're going to deceive somebody that you're not going after right away.
Yeah.
Because if you do that and you're deceiving Jedi, it's essentially a 3-turn anti-taunt.
Mm-hmm. Basically, yeah.
So go ahead and hit up So Be It, Jedi.
So be it, Jedi. Deal special damage to target enemy and call all other dark side allies to assist, dealing 10% more damage for each deceived enemy. Dark side allies recover 50% protection. Jedi enemies defeated this turn can't be revived. Hang on, that's grammatically. Jedi enemies defeated this. Oh, hang on, no, I'm reading it wrong. Jedi enemies defeated this turn can't be revived. Okay, so I mean, yeah, that's all well and good, but she's not a Jedi, so great against Jedi teams, but
nonetheless, Unraveled Destiny, which has a cooldown of 6. Dark side allies gain retribution for 3 turns. Dark side tank allies gain taunt for 2 turns. Remove linked from all enemies, then target enemy becomes linked until a linked enemy is defeated or until the end of the encounter. The Emperor then gains the granted ability Entwined Fate and takes a bonus turn. Essentially, he gets to choose a second person to link. During this bonus turn, he may only use Entwined Fate, and it cannot be blocked, ignores taunt, and may not target a linked character. So, there's that.
Yeah. Is it just me, or does... I don't know, linked almost seems like it's plague without the damage to it. It can't. It kind of spreads around.
Well, it does damage. It does damage when the other person takes a turn. The linked person takes damage.
Oh right. So then, yeah, then it is very, very much like plague. Then I suppose it's like Night Sister Plague.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. So the leader, which obviously is a Zeta, Sith Eternal. Final text. Dark side allies have plus 25% mastery, plus 30% potency, and plus 20 speed. Doubled for Sith allies, so 50% mastery. Oh wow, yeah, that's a good one. Okay, whenever a deceived or linked enemy uses an ability, Sith Eternal Emperor gains 10% mastery stacking until the end of the encounter, and other Sith allies gain half that amount. Whenever a linked enemy uses an ability, Sith Eternal Emperor gains 8% ultimate charge. Oh god, yeah. So his ultimate could be potentially getting charged rather quick.
It can, yes.
Yeah, whenever a Sith ally is defeated, dispel all debuffs on other Sith allies and then recover 100% health and protection. Sith allies can't be revived, and they ignore defense when targeting a Jedi enemy.
Yep. So think about this, Neil. So Sith, whenever a linked enemy uses an ability, so you have 2 linked enemies. If you go after the 2 fastest on the field, that ultimate charge is getting shot up into the roof.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Whenever a Sith ally is defeated, they recover 100. All of the Sith allies recover 100% health and protection.
Yeah.
All right. So Discord.
Yeah.
Final text is, and of course the other unique is that he's a Galactic Legend. We already know that. So you'll take the ultimate from here. The final text for So Discord: Sith Eternal Emperor is immune to taunt effects and turn meter reduction. Just like Luke, he can ignore taunt. Deceived enemies can't counterattack, and deceived Rebel and Jedi enemies can't gain bonus turn meter. So you don't want to link who you've deceived.
No. And that's gonna destroy CLS teams.
Yeah. At the start of Sith Eternal Emperor's turn, if no enemies are deceived, the weakest light side enemy becomes deceived for 2 turns. Whenever a deceived enemy uses an ability, their weakest ally without deceive becomes deceived for the max duration Sith Eternal Emperor could inflict upon them. Sith Eternal Emperor recovers 2% protection. Deceived can't be copied, blah, blah, blah. At the start of the linked enemy's turn, linked enemies lose 20% max protection, quadrupled for Jedi, and Sith Eternal Emperor gains 25% of the amount lost. Linked raid bosses instead gain exposed for 2 turns, which can't be resisted. Linked enemies can't critically hit, and damage they deal is decreased by 25%, excluding Galactic Legends. Now, I do have to give a shout out to Arnold. Arnold took in Sith Eternal Emperor without his ultimate against a gas squad. Has anybody in our chat seen this yet?
I haven't seen it.
So at the start of each linked enemy's turn, linked enemies lose 20% max protection. So what you do is you link gas, and then you link 5s. And when 5s takes a turn, gas loses 80% max protection. When it's Gas's turn, he loses all the protection and he stays kneeled down.
Oh, wow.
So he can't get back up to 100% protection. It's kind of thematic that Skywalker kneels before
yeah, Palpatine.
Emperor Palpatine and stays kneeled, kind of
stays on his knees.
The clones. Think about it. All right. But yeah, that I found it was fun. All right, go ahead with his ultimate.
Okay, so unique to Galactic Legend. This unit takes reduced damage from %.
No, that's the same Galactic Legend unique that's everywhere.
All right, okay.
Go ahead and tell us about his ultimate.
I am the Sith. Must charge to 100% before use. Sith Eternal Emperor gains 2% ultimate charge whenever a deceived enemy uses an ability. If Sith Eternal Emperor is the leader, he also gains 8% ultimate charge whenever a linked enemy uses an ability. So this is going to charge really quick.
That's an additional 8%, yes.
This is going to charge very, very quickly, potentially. Sith Eternal Emperor gains mastery equal to his current mastery until the end of battle and transforms into Sith Eternal Emperor Restored.
Or Seer for short.
Or Seer for short. If he is the leader, all other dark side allies gain mastery equal to their current mastery until the end of battle. Remove deceived from all deceived enemies and inflict deceived until the end of the encounter on those enemies, which can't be copied, dispelled, or resisted. So it removes deceived and then inflicts deceived back on them
until the end of the encounter. It's no longer a reducing. It's no longer a something that counts down. It's there for good.
It's there for good. So it's a bit like when a boss in an event or a raid becomes enraged. There ain't no stopping it. There's no stopping it whatsoever.
That's a really good way of putting it. That's a really, really good way of putting it for terms for people that don't want to sit here and read for themselves. They'd rather, have pundits like us explain it.
The final text for his ultimate is he's basically enraged. He takes the deceived off everybody, puts it on everyone, puts it back on everyone permanently for the rest. And it can't be that's it, you're screwed. If he gets to his ultimate and you don't kill him immediately, you're gonna have a bad day. So when Sith Eternal Emperor transforms, he loses the abilities Deception and So Be It, Jedi, and gains the two new abilities. So he loses his basic and one of his specials, and they get replaced by the new basic and the new special.
His new basic, Revitalized Shock, deals special damage to target enemy and inflicts shock for 2 turns, which can't be copied or dispelled. You cannot dispel this shock. This attack deals 150% more damage to deceived light side enemies. And if the target was already deceived, reduce the cooldown of power, unlimited power, by 1 for each deceived enemy. That attack cannot be evaded.
Okay. So
and then the cooldown of 20 on unlimited power instantly defeat linked enemies and deal special damage to all enemies. Then dispel all buffs and deal special damage to them. Enemies defeated this way can't be revived. The attack cannot be evaded.
That's if the squad lasts for 20 cooldowns.
Well, I mean, remember, if the target was already deceived, if he's doing he's doing damage with Revitalized Shock.
Mm-hmm.
And he's probably quick as hell.
Yeah.
So
I'm just thinking of all of the Sith combinations that you could put with him. Because I'm thinking you could go 3 tanks and Wat, but you wouldn't really want to take Wat out of your off meta counter for Rey or Kylo. So you could, for all intents and purposes, put the triumvirate with another tank in this.
All right. So let's get into this. When they did the update, they changed how Galactic Legend event tickets are earned. In the new system, the chance to earn Galactic Legend light and dark side tickets will be based on energy spent instead of a flat rate per node. So no longer is it approximately what was it, 25% drop rate that it was worked out to be. Now it's kind of like the Galactic Chase. For me, I love it. If I'm going to spend my energy, I'd rather have a better chance at pulling that and be able to farm what the hell ever I want, rather than be stuck going, okay, I'm going to farm either 2B, 3G, or 4D, because those were the ones that, you lost early. You didn't have as much of those in endgame if you have been playing since launch. You're actually able to go farm stun guns. You're able to farm Chirotechs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
I'm not. I've not gone for a Galactic Legend, so I have no frame of reference regarding the tickets, and I've never liked the Galactic Chases because it just chews through my crystals. And I'm free to play. I don't have, 300 crystals just lying around every single day to refresh the energy.
That's the thing, Neil. that you, as I said in the intro, you get what you put into it. If you spend your crystals, you're going to have more chances to get the tickets. There's no way around that. And it's how it was in the beginning. It was just that you were stuck. If you wanted to go as fast as possible, you were stuck going after, you're stuck going after the lower end nodes. Big Country Mag says in the chat that it's a 5% drop rate per energy spent. So if you do 10 energy for a stun gun, you're going to farm yourself a what's the word? You're going to get 50% drop rate on it. If you get this, if it truly is 5%, if you farm a hard node that's 20 energy, you're guaranteed a ticket.
Okay. Still going to take forever. I'm nowhere near that. I'm not going to be anywhere near that for months, 6 months, 12 months. It's going to be a very, very long time before I even get to the point where I'm farming tickets. Very long time.
And that's okay.
Because there's 5 of the characters for this need to be Relic 7, and then the others are 5s, 4s, and 3s, aren't they?
I don't know. I'm not the one making a video soon to premiere on the Escape Podcast YouTube channel.
Yeah, but I was the emphasis is on the characters that you need at 7 stars, not the relics that you need. That was going to be something completely separate. But yeah, still, I mean, don't get me wrong. It'll be fun and it'll be exciting when I get there. But I'm not getting all excited about it now because I know I'm 6 to 12 months away from getting this character. So yeah, it's not going to stop me very, very, very slowly working towards it. But
I've been saying these Galactic Legends are simply a distraction from something that everybody wants coming up. We'll talk about that more with Thaddeus in just a moment.
Yes, we will. But
also
now.
They broke the Sith Raid,
Mm-hmm.
and then they fixed the Sith Raid. I don't know about you, but honestly, I kind of had a harder time soloing the Sith Raid today.
I can't remember the last time I did a Sith Raid. I genuinely can't. It's been months. It's been at least 4 or 5 months since I did a Sith Raid because I'm in an ANZGC guild. So the Sith Raid gets soloed by about half a dozen people the second it goes active, which is I think 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning for me.
I'm going to say this: in Yavin 4. In the guild that I'm now the interim guild leader for, we've always had rotating times to accommodate people like you. We don't say only Australians can hit the raid. We allow everybody to. Just putting that out there.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll speak to the guild leader and find out if we can get some time changes so that other people have an opportunity to jump in the Sith Raid and finish higher than, the top 30.
Exactly.
I'm always in the bottom 30. The rewards I get from the Sith Raid aren't amazing.
They should be helping you. You're the one, you're the one farming how many tickets towards those Sith Raids? 1,600? Or no. You're farming.
I'm farming 2,400 tickets every single day.
2,400 tickets every single time, and they can't let you do well.
Yeah.
Onus is on you, ANZGC. Just saying. All right. So, now that I've gotten that off, just when you told me that earlier, I got really upset that you're bringing in that many tickets and they can't help you.
I've never been that fussed about the rewards from heroic raids. It's not something that's ever bothered me. I have the convenience of not having to do it, and I don't do it, so the rewards I get are pitiful. But I'm not that fussed because I don't do it. I'm not going to complain about getting poor rewards for an event that I don't do, you know? So I don't do it, so I don't get the really Gucci rewards.
Let's quickly talk. We've got about 5 more minutes. Let's quickly talk about the Galactic Legends that came out today.
You mean the Galactic Challenges?
Or Galactic Challenges, thank you. The Galactic Challenges that dropped today. Guys, if you have not already tried Tier 4, get your 30 critical hits in Tier 4 for 3 full droid colors.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to need that. You're going to want that.
Mm-hmm. People are like, oh, it's a mistake. It's a mistake. They're going to change it. I don't think it was a mistake. I think they've looked at the metrics because they will have the data. They will have the raw data that shows how many people in the community are playing Galactic Challenges, and they will see that nobody's been going beyond Tier 3. I'm one of those people, okay? They put rewards at Tier 4 that absolutely have to be gone for. 3 full droid callers, okay? I have not gone beyond Tier 3 until now, and it was because of that reward. And I saw that reward in Discord. Somebody pointed out, do Tier 4, you got to get 30 critical hits, and you get this reward. And I was like, yeah, this is worth it. This is worth my time. I will go in and do it. And because I went to Tier 4, and because I was able to complete Tier 4, and I was able to do that feat, I then thought, you know what? I think I can do 5, and I think I can do 6. And I stayed until I got, destroyed in Tier 7 on all 4 of my accounts. But I played through all the first 6 tiers. If that reward had not been there at Tier 4, I would have stopped at 3, like every other Galactic Challenge, because I just get the 15 character shards, and I'm done. Auto on Tiers 1, 2, and 3, and I'm done.
Kobe says that apparently it was identified as a bug, but they're not going to fix it because some people got it and it wouldn't be fair, so they just let it go.
Oh well. So if it was a bug and that it's not going to happen, then I'll happily return to just doing Tiers 1 and 3 on all other Galactic Challenges. I'll get my 15 character shards and I'll bug out. Because they're easy. It's just, go in auto, go in auto, go in auto. 15 shards for hitting the auto button 3 times. Yay! I'm not...
All right. JJ Manor says, why does it end when Palp dies? Because that's the challenge. As I saw, otherwise, read the manual.
We're men. We do not read instructions. We just naturally know how to do things. It's like building IKEA. Don't need no stinking instructions.
So, I do think, though, that maybe they should put some fully crafted gear on 4, because that did lead you to try further tiers.
Yeah. When this is over, when this Galactic Challenge is over and they read the metrics, they're going to see a lot more people engaged with Galactic Challenges beyond Tier 4, 100% purely because of the mistake that they made with the rewards.
Or if we're being cynical here, which every once in a while we do, they're going to say, hey, look, people started to do Galactic Challenges. Look at how many people did them, and not put it into context.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We have a new community manager.
Yep. We're going to be
who we're going to be talking about with Thaddeus. I'm sure, the community will do what the community does. It's like, oh yeah, Galactic Challenges was so awesome this week. Please keep doing that.
And you know what? I did enjoy this one because it had a sort of special thing where if you killed the leader, you won. If they killed your leader, you lost. I liked that. That was, get this, Neil, it was a challenge.
I had to do a bit of tweaking here and there on two of my accounts to get the feat on Tier 4. It wasn't just going in straight away. I had to think about, characters that were going to give me the most hits which were then going to give me the most opportunities to get those 30 critical hits. So, I had to do a few tweaks.
I played with my Jawas.
Oh, you did your Jawas, did you?
I played with my Jawas. I played with my murder bears. I played with my bounty hunters. I got to use, as advertised, my entire roster.
Yeah, no, I was simply looking for Jedi with AoEs, or with mass attacks. So
see, that wasn't it. That's not it for me. You know, in the lower levels, you had to go use the resources of your lesser end of your roster. It worked. It did great, and I'm grateful for it. I'm glad it made me think, and I think if the challenge still makes you think and go towards different ends of the roster, that really truly should be the fully crafted pieces. Just saying. Got anything else before we throw it a break?
No, I'm good, mate.
All right, coming up after this break, we are going to talk to Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. We're going to geek out with Going Nerdy as we have in the past. You do not want to miss it. Stick around. We'll be right back after these messages on the Escape Pod Cast.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
Hello, Escape Padawans. It is the Llama here to remind you that the Escape Pod Castaways are on social media. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, you can catch us on YouTube and on Twitch every week streaming Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed, your favorite new Galaxy of Heroes show GA Center, and so much more. Come catch us on the web.
Are you a member of Team Paul or Team Neil? Maybe you prefer story time with the llama, or dabble in the buttery side of the Force with Biscuit Weasel. Or maybe you like the Escape Pod talents from Down Under like Heinzie and Scotty. No matter who you support, you can get one of my designs from the Escape Podcast merch store. Just go to escapepodcastaways.com, click on the merch link, and it will take you to the TeePublic site where you can support me, Mrs. Anthony, also known as Critty K. Also be sure to check out the Mrs. Anthony Shirts channel on the Escape Podcast's Discord server weekly to vote for my latest shirts in the Design Derby on Woot. Links for both of these are down below. Thank you for supporting the Escape Pod Cast.
Heinzie from the ANZGC is officially a member of the Escape Pod Castaways. Make sure you go and search for Heinzie on YouTube today, because he live streams a lot of his GAC content, and not only does he do that, he also does some pretty fun videos from time to time, including a behind the screen, and also streaming Jedi Fallen Order. And from time to time, this idiot might drop by. Head on over and check out Heinzie today on YouTube, a part of the Escape Pod Castaways Network.
The Escape Pod Cast for Kids. It's really cool.
Hello, Escape Padawans, and welcome back to Storytime with the Llama and the Escape Pod Cast for Kids. This week in our Journey Through the Journey Guide series, we're going to be covering the Commander Luke Skywalker Heroes Journey event. Now, this event is a journey event as opposed to a legendary event, so the mechanics are a little bit different than the events that we've covered in the past 4 weeks. Let's hop right in. Now, there are 5 characters that are required for this event. You're going to need them at 7-star, Gear 9, Ability Level 7, and Mark 5 mods. Those 5 characters are R2-D2, Princess Leia, Stormtrooper Han, Old Ben Kenobi, and Farm Boy Luke Skywalker. Now, those characters are a hard requirement. You cannot complete this event with any other character. There are 6 tiers in this event that will give you Commander Luke Skywalker at 7 stars. Each tier will be a different aspect of Luke's journey that we see him go through in the movies, and it will require different characters in each tier. So for example, the first tier, you're going to use R2-D2, Old Ben, and Farm Boy Luke Skywalker. But in the next few tiers, you're not going to be using the same characters. This event difficulty is set at low to medium. Medium because RNG is a thing, but if you have your characters at the right mods, this is a pretty simple and straightforward event. let's dig a little bit into Commander Luke Skywalker himself, who is by far one of the most useful characters that you will have in your roster. You definitely want to get him. He's a great addition. He's a light side character, an attacker, a leader, and a rebel. His basic ability, Destined Strike, deals physical damage to target enemies and inflicts speed down and defense down for 2 turns. If the target already had speed down, he'll remove 30% turn meter. If the target already had defense down, they actually get stunned for 1 turn. His first special ability, Use the Force, will deal physical damage to the target enemy, dispelling all buffs, removing 100% turn meter, and inflicting buff immunity and tenacity down for 2 turns. The cooldown of this ability is reduced by 1 if the target did not have full health. His second special ability, Call to Action, will dispel all buffs on Luke. He'll gain 100% turn meter and recovers 40% health and protection. Now, if Luke does not already have Call to Action, he gains it until the next time this ability is used. This buff is actually unique to Commander Luke Skywalker, and when he has it, he ignores taunts during his turn and has plus 50% accuracy, critical chance, and critical damage. This cannot be dispelled or prevented. His leadership ability, Rebel Maneuvers, grants Rebel allies plus 50% critical chance, defense, and plus 15% offense. Whenever an enemy resists a detrimental effect, Rebel allies also gain plus 5% turn meter. With his first unique ability, Learn Control, whenever Luke doesn't have the Call to Action buff, he has plus 50% critical chance, critical avoidance, and defense, plus 100% tenacity, and he gains 10% turn meter whenever another Rebel ally takes any damage at all. With his second unique, It Binds All Things, Luke has plus 40% potency. Whenever Luke resists a detrimental effect, he also recovers 5% health and protection. Now, whenever Luke inflicts a debuff, he'll gain 10% turn meter, and all of his other allies will gain half of that. CLS has 3 Zetas. He's got 1 on Rebel Maneuvers, which is his leadership ability, 1 on Learn Control, which is his first unique, and 1 on It Binds All Things, which is his second unique. Now, I recommend that you put his first Zeta on It Binds All Things. That's really going to be the most critical Zeta. The other 2, you really don't even have to put them on, but if you are one of those rare people that has, tons of Zetas just laying around, go ahead and pop them on the other 2. It can only make them better. When we take a look at mods, you're going to want to mod him for speed. Primarily, you want him really fast so he's taking lots of turns and can get those critical hits. His secondary focuses are going to be offense and critical damage. As far as teams go, he's a no-brainer and a huge part to the CLS trio, which is going to be Commander Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, and Chewbacca. In things like Grand Arena, you can literally take the 3 of them into a battle and they will bing, bang, boom, get it done, and you can gain back some banners. You can also use him as a leader on a full Rebel team if you want to take in a squad of 5. You can throw in C-3PO, R2-D2, Princess Leia, or Old Ben to bring that team from 3 to 5 and completely dominate your opponent. That's all for me. Tune in next week for more story time with the Llama and the Escape Pod Cast for Kids.
This is Maccaeus, and I assure your privacy and confidentiality when using my remodding services.
G'day legends, this is Heinzie. Did you know Maccaeus Modding Mayhem is the premier modding service for the game that we all love, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? With some of the most affordable rates in the industry, Maccaeus will remod your roster from top to bottom with continuous consultation with where to go from there. Maccaeus has a 100% satisfaction guarantee, and he has tons of additional services available as well, like a full cleanup of your mods, PvP plans, and lots more. Contact Maccaeus today on Discord, all in lowercase guys, MIKAYAS 0127. That's MIKAYAS number 0127, or hit up MaccaeusMods@gmail.com. I fully endorse Maccaeus Modding Mayhem, and you will too. Maccaeus Modding Mayhem, the official remodding service of the Escape Podcast and the Escape Podcastaways network.
Receiving incoming transmission. incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission.
And welcome back to the show, everybody. It's the incoming transmission, and our guest literally needs no introduction. But because I don't want to upset my hetero life partner, I will throw over to the Master of Ceremonies so that he can give our guest the right and proper introductions for those of you who have lived under a rock and don't know who Thaddeus is. Take it away, Paul.
All right. Well, he needs no introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, Thaddeus from Going Nerdy.
There we go. See?
Yes. I am doing very well, with the exception that I might have the COVID. But other than that...
Okay, did you go get tested?
I did get tested.
Good.
And I did stay home from work today, which was kind of awesome. I created some videos. I got to post our video of us talking about Star Wars Thrawn Ascendancy, which was awesome, by the way. But yeah, I got to take a nap. I went to Costco and pumpkin pie.
Okay, wait a minute. You stayed home from work and then you went to Costco.
It was a whole thing. It had to happen. I was masked up. I was walking around in one of those giant, what do you call those things? Tyrannosaurus Rex suits.
A stormtrooper outfit.
Yeah, it totally was. I realized as soon as I said that, I was like, "Ah, crap! I shouldn't have said that on the show." That I, might have infected the entire population.
Okay, so if there's a huge outbreak in Salt Lake City, then we can honestly blame Thaddeus and the Costco.
Probably. I'm sorry, I was being irresponsible. On the plus side, I've had a lot of caffeine.
Caffeine is good.
Isn't it, though?
It's awesome. Caffeine is like one of the most wonderful drugs in the entire world. It's without a doubt one of the best stimulants, known to man.
Agreed. 100%. Second only to sugar. What we've done with sugar is just, we've created happiness in my mind. So...
Coffee and sugar, two things I have to put in my mug in the morning, along with half and half, and boiling water. Which goes without saying. I know that there is no such thing as iced cough. Ugh. People who drink it cold disgust me. You disgust me. It's a hot beverage. You do not put ice with it and drink it cold. Okay. That is not how God intended coffee to be drunk.
Neil, do you have the tangent alert?
No, I don't.
No,
I don't.
Hold on.
This is not a proper geeking out with Going Nerdy. It's kind of a sort of geeking out with Going Nerdy.
No, I don't drink coffee. But I feel like if I ever did, I wouldn't drink it because I'm from Texas. I would chew it like tobacco. I just put the grinds in my mouth and just get the flavor, and then it would blacken my teeth the same as tobacco or coffee grind. I feel like that would be the best way to go about doing it, just chewing it directly.
You can podcast, haven't I?
Yes, you have.
You can. I mean, in England, you can get coffee flavored toffee. That's lovely stuff. Really, really nice.
I've actually heard. I've had chocolate and toffees from outside of the US, and I gotta say, we do it wrong here.
Yeah, you do it wrong here.
We do it wrong.
I agree.
I mean,
you do it wrong.
Whatever they do outside of the US is 100% right. When it comes to sweets, specifically chocolates and toffees and whatnot.
Although I have you have in a couple of states got coffee liqueurs right. So that's the best of both worlds, because it's
there you go.
Coffee and a liqueur and chocolate. Yeah. I mean, like you said, so you get to chew it, or you can eat them properly. You can crack the top and drink it and then have your chocolate.
Okay. All right. All right, that's a coffee
Geeking
talk.
out with coffee talk.
Coffee.
Coffee.
Let's move along here because I wanted to bring Thaddeus on. We've already killed 10 minutes.
Yes. Have we killed it, or have we brought those 10 minutes to life?
Yeah, we brought those. We brought them to life.
Yeah.
Next time, don't worry, Paul. Next time we bring Thaddeus on, I promise I will have the tangent alert ready. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that sounds good. You recently did a video that I found extremely interesting to talk about, and that was what's coming after these Galactic Legends. Do you want to talk about your video?
Sure. So this was actually the first video I've done in a while because, long story short, it's the first one I've done in a while. And I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about, and I wanted to kind of get back to my roots with, I do a lot of tangent videos. I do a lot of speculation videos, and I do that because it's fun. There's a lot of different types of creators out there, and for me, I love, what's that word? Where it doesn't exist. But conspiracy theories. I do a lot of conspiracy theory stuff.
Speculation. You don't do conspiracy theory.
Well, I cut a lot of my videos to make them fit within a 10-minute time frame. Otherwise, I'd have like hour-long videos all the time. But I was looking at the characters that we've gotten over the last 4 months. From June, starting with the Darth Vader rework, and then we've got a lot of Rebel style characters with Mon Mothma in July. So on and so forth, and it was just it made me think that there's something big coming, and I was looking at Reddit, and I was looking at a few different places, and I just saw all of these Rebel and Star Wars related, or Star Wars, all of these Rebel and other characters, and I said to myself, this has to be connected to that raid that they mentioned was coming in the early months of this year that we never saw anything of.
Okay. So think about this though. When's Mando set?
Mando is set shortly after.
5 years.
Is it 5 years? Yeah.
5 years. 5 years after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. So go ahead, Paul.
We still have Mon Mothma around.
That's true, but this is Rebel era Mon, right? I mean, or else she would be connected with the New Republic, would she not?
No.
I mean, granted,
you got to remember from whether they've put it into canon or not. She's the leader of the New Republic.
Yeah. It is
in the extended universe. She by default becomes the leader of the New Republic until they hold elections, and then they hold elections, and she gets elected to be the leader of the New Republic.
She gets officially
elected. So she is. I mean, if they were to, if Dave Filoni has pulled things out of the extended universe before, I suppose they could. Yeah, they could bring in. They could bring in the fact that Mon Mothma is the leader of the New Republic.
Well, and that's the thing though, is they have, like, in new canon, she is the de facto leader. And I want to say that up until the destruction of the Hosnian system in episode 7, was it?
Yep.
That was the thing. I mean, she was on Hosnian Prime when it blew up. And so up until then, up until that moment that she died and, millions cried out in one voice, she was the leader. But in the game, we don't have that tag on her, And so I don't see them making her Resistance, right? Because the Resistance is what survives, right? We don't have a New Republic in the game, do we? No, we don't. We don't have a New Republic in the game. We have the Republic. We have the Galactic Republic.
We don't have a New Republic in this game. We have a New Republic in the new game.
Yes, that and Squadrons.
Squadrons is a New Republic.
Oh, yes. Okay, so here's the thing with Squadrons. I got it Thursday night of last week, the day before it launched. I'm sitting there because I am still technically a game changer with Electronic Arts. And so like I got it and I was playing it. I was like, oh, this is going to be so much fun. I can't wait to play it. And then life happened and I haven't been able to freaking stream it yet. And because I wanted to get like an initial reaction outside of that play, you know, I wanted to wait. So I haven't even played it. And it's been driving me insane because I really want to.
Well, maybe,
but I just
get us added.
You and Neil can be playing some games in the future.
Yeah, get us added.
Well, I did. You added me on Steam, and so just the freaking moment I have some time, it's driving me crazy. But yes,
but
no,
I'm going to rein us in here. I'm going to rein us in here though, because I've been saying for the longest time that the Galactic Legends are a distraction from what people want. I'm thinking with the fact that they've changed the icon in the Play Store. I've seen it. I've seen a possible iOS icon coming that includes the 3 from the Mandalorian. Guys, we're getting Moff Gideon, or we're getting Old Man Rex, or we're getting something coming from. This is me, Paul, prognostication, Paul. Yes. We are getting something from the Mandalorian in this game. And all these Galactic Legends are the money grab before you get the cosmetic want. Baby Yoda. Oh, I really, really want Baby Yoda. And the kit may suck. But people are going to want to collect it, and they're going to get the money out of the collectors from this. Now that they've gotten the money out of the pompous whales.
Yes. So I think that is actually where I went with that video, right? I said that it was something Mando coming.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I do think that there's a raid coming. I do. And it could be the Mando stuff. I think whether it's I think that it's possible that a legendary character is coming, and that is going to be our Beskar armor Mando. And he's our legendary character. Maybe even our hero's journey character. Because that would be really cool to see the first season of The Mandalorian played out in the hero's journey event. But I think that it's very possible that what we could see is, I think you're right. Not possible. I think you're right. I think the tail end of the 2020 will end with Mandalorian content. Now, pulling from other areas of Star Wars lore, okay? Shortly after the launch of season 2, I want to say it's like November 5th or something, a book with the Mandalorian is coming out. And it might even be like December 16th or something like that. But the idea to me is, as soon as I heard that this standalone book is coming out for Mando, the thought hit me that this is just like what they did in episode 9, right? Just before episode 9 dropped, you had the episode of the Mandalorian drop, and we saw Baby Yoda using the hand thingy, right? The Force heal. Then in episode 9, you see Rey doing the same thing, right? And what I'm thinking is that this book is going to be connected to that major. It's going to be like a major event of some kind. Now, because Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is one of the few products that Disney has that that's still making current content with this area of the galaxy or this area of canon, it makes sense that they would connect them all, right? Vertical synergy, right? So where it's all companies are connected down the line to promote one product. And I think that product's going to be The Mandalorian. And I think, Paul, you're right.
Well, get this, Neil and Thaddeus. I read today that episode 5 of The Mandalorian was written exclusively by Dave Filoni.
Yes, I heard that as well. Now, if we're going to look at that, I mean, let's Dave Filoni was the one that brought in Ahsoka, right? We know that Pedro Pascal, who is a very handsome man. I mean, and as much as I know the Mandalorian culture and 100% disagree with the idea that he should take his face off more often so that his actor face can show, I'd like to see the actor face. I get that. He is a handsome man. But that's not the way. With the helmet is the way.
Okay.
That's the whole way.
I really quick aside, and then we'll get back to this. Pedro Pascal or Spanish Star Trek captain?
I almost felt like you were Spanish Star Trek.
No, it's Captain Rios. All the way. Captain Rios all the way. It's the one thing I'm going to miss. The one thing I'm going to miss from from the cancellation of that show is no more Captain
It was canceled?
Yep.
Yeah, it was cancelled.
That's not surprising.
Of course it's not surprising. Do you see any surprise in my face?
No, not even a little bit.
That's why I said it's a shame, we don't get to see that,
They should have a Captain Rios
They should have a Captain Rios.
Screw Picard. Captain Rios travels the galaxy.
Spin-off Captain Rios and his crew of holograms. Yeah.
Yes, because he is just the hologram. He is that ship.
Mm-hmm. Back to Mandalorian and Star Wars.
Yes. So, now I'm thinking of Captain Rios. Thanks.
Yeah, me
Thanks,
too.
guys.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he's a handsome dude. Anyways, I should play soccer more often. Where was I going?
Football. It's not soccer. It's football.
Hey, I'm in the States, brother. It's soccer to me. Also, everyone, hold on. Where was I going? Crap, Mandalorian. Okay, so yes, vertical synergy, right? It's a marketing term. Disney knows it well. But again, the idea is they have all of this product going towards the only thing that they're still promoting and still creating, and that is The Mandalorian. So I could totally see that, right? And I love the idea of trickery and deceit coming from Capital Games to benefit the players, to give them what they want. Yes, Galactic Legends give us crazy powerful kits that will separate the whales and the middle class of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, because that's what it is. I mean, it's, there's a section of people that just don't have those characters who are very competitive, but who aren't going to spend like the whales do, right? And then give them all those things that they could focus on, that they can gear out towards, and then bring in what the rest of us want, right? Bring in something that the rest of us have been asking for, right?
A separation of divisions and Grand Arena championships.
Yeah.
Yes.
And a half a dozen marquees from The Mandalorian, because I reckon we're going to get, there'll be 6, maybe 8. 6, maybe 8 before the end of the year. There will be 6 to 8 marquee characters from that show.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Trooper with repeating blaster. You've got Flamethrower Trooper, which is awesome.
You've got Baby Punching Scout Trooper.
Baby Punching Scout. Yeah, Scout Trooper. We don't have a Scout Trooper in this game.
We don't. We need a Scout Trooper.
I mean, totally, right?
Yeah, we'll get them. We will get them. We'll get 501st Stormtrooper.
But see, here's the thing, though. I would, and this is why I think that we could potentially get a Death Star raid, and then a hero's journey and or legendary character in the form of Awesome Mando, or legendary character in the form of Moff Gideon, right?
There you go. Because it's Moff Gideon.
And it very well could be, because they have focused a lot on the light side, and I think he's going to play a major role. I think he's going to be one of the connecting things that bridges the back half of season 2 of the Mando, which is supposed to diverge into different storylines. But like, I think it's very possible that that's the way that we could see it. And if we do see a legendary or even hero's journey character, we will need more marquee events, which, if they are planning something like that, should be introduced in the coming weeks, like the next 2 or 3 weeks, right?
Because Mando returns this month.
Yeah.
And what returns with Mando, Neil?
What?
Talking Mando.
Talking Mando.
Show.
Yes. Talking Mando.
Thaddeus,
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Talking Mando.
Neil, and featuring this season, Geek Girl.
Yes. Now, here's my thought. I was thinking about this today as I was recording the video for the new, community guy, Doja Fett. It would be really cool if we could get a CG member to come on the show talking Mando one night with us.
Yeah,
I think that'd be kind of neat.
Yeah, no,
I think it'd be kind of neat.
Do it.
And we don't
do it.
We don't ask him a ton of questions about CG or the game. We talk about Star Wars.
Yeah, no,
right?
we don't talk. No,
Yeah.
it's not about talking about the game. It's about talking Mando. So
It's
Yeah.
talking Mando,
you
not
speak to
talking
them and you
Mando.
say, "Do you want to come on
Yeah.
and just talk about the Mandalorian?"
Yeah.
You know.
Don't we even have a corner that we put people
Yes,
in?
we do.
Yeah. So
We have a corner that
So,
we
yeah.
would send people to on Geeking Out. So yeah,
that's right. Where we could not talk shop. But no, but here's the thing though. If all of that information is about to drop, okay? If a new raid is about to drop, if a new major event, outside of a raid, a Galaxy of Heroes or legendary character, hero's journey, whatever, bunch of marquees, there's going to be questions. There's going to be places that things that need answers. Who has the time to focus on that? Not CG Eric, not Yoda's
Crumb.
daddy, or they need a community manager. Hence the drop of this to introduce possibly next week, coming weeks, all the new crap that they're gonna launch. This wave of content that they've been promising.
the tsunami.
The tsunami of content.
the delayed tsunami.
Yes. Right. Well, I mean, if we're gonna follow the tsunami metaphor here, Nev, and I like that idea, you have the Galactic Legends making big waves until boom, what really
Shit
hits
Raid.
is
And boom, Mandalorian marquees.
Yep.
Then boom, Mandalorian legendary.
tons of dead people. I'm sorry, I just brought a real downer on this. I apologize. That was, yes. As Hellenic says in the thing, give us all the crap. Give it to us. Do it. Do it.
Yeah, go get Crumb on for Talking Mando. Episode 1
Yeah.
special. Get him to watch
That
it
would be
with
cool.
us.
Yeah.
You're in charge of that. You're in charge of that.
I don't
that.
even, I'll do my best.
All right.
But-
So, how do people find you and to see great content that goes off the rails constantly, like you and I did when we talked about the new Thrawn book?
Yes, I thought that was 20 minutes. Turns out it was an entire hour.
It
And I was
was.
That is the quickest hour ever, and it was amazing.
It was the best hour.
It was awesome. It totally brightened my day too. So you can find me on YouTube at youtube.com/goingnerdy. You can find me at Twitch, where I do stream. When I do my live streams, I'll stream both on YouTube and Twitch. You can find me on Twitch at Real Going Nerdy. Also, Twitter, Instagram at Real Going Nerdy as well. Those are my hashtags. And yeah, that's where I'm at. And on Paul and Ned's Discord server.
Before we put you in these escape pods and launch you out.
I really want, now that we've been talking about it, a Captain Rio spinoff where all he does is travel the galaxy and hook up with ladies. Help people. I was thinking of, what's that, Leisure Suit Larry style?
All right,
Captain Rio.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. I'm going to let him have the final word here. But coming up after these messages, we are going to hit Patreon's choice. Guys, remember to smile.
And stay nerdy.
The Escape Pod cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
This is Maccaeus, and I assure your privacy and confidentiality when using my remodding services.
G'day legends, this is Heinzie. Did you know Maccaeus Modding Mayhem is the premier modding service for the game that we all love, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? With some of the most affordable rates in the industry, Maccaeus will remod your roster from top to bottom with continuous consultation with where to go from there. Maccaeus has a 100% satisfaction guarantee, and he has tons of additional services available as well, like a full cleanup of your mods, PvP plans, and lots more. Contact Maccaeus today on Discord, all in lowercase guys, MIKAYAS 0127. That's MIKAYAS number 0127, or hit up MaccaeusMods@gmail.com. I fully endorse Maccaeus Modding Mayhem, and you will too. Maccaeus Modding Mayhem, the official remodding service of the Escape Podcast and the Escape Podcastaways network.
Does your guild want to tap into their full potential in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? Yeah! For as low as $1 a month per guild member, your guild can unleash the power of the game in ways you never thought possible. Ooh. Track your arena movements, guild progression, and much more. Contact ShittyBill and get one of his shitty bots on your server today. Just look for him on our Discord server and tag or message him for more information. The link for our server is below in the description. Shitty bots, don't let the name fool you. Did you know that if you signed up to become a Patreon, you could get tons of rewards? Force Ghost Scotty could do a roster review for you. Neil Andrew Ware could share Grand Arena tactics. Or Paul could even help you get maximum stars in Geonosis Territory Battle. And you even get access into the after show. Sound good? Sign up to be a Patreon today. For as little as $2 a month, you could unlock a ton of potential content and also get closer to the hosts. Head to patreon.com/theescapepod to sign up.
And now time for something completely shameless.
I simply must vehemently disagree with you, good sir.
You have got to be
kidding me. Noob.
You're being entirely unreasonable.
It's you who
isn't being
reasonable.
Noob.
Mate, you can't just repeat whatever I say.
Ewok, you just can't repeat whatever
I say. Newbie. What?
Man,
what?
I'm not in the mood for this today. Oh, hey there, Nev. I thought I heard you in here. Anyway. What's the problem this time, noob? And why is it that whenever I see the two of you together, you're always arguing?
Newbie here is attempting to convince me that Senator Palpatine isn't a corrupt, lifelong politician who will blatantly lie to get his way.
Wait. one at a time, boys.
Newbie here is attempting to convince me that Senator Palpatine isn't a corrupt, lifelong politician who will blatantly lie to get his way.
I said one at a time. Noob, let your guest speak first. Nievnev, please, proceed.
I'm just trying to explain to your droid that this half-dead old codger Palpatine is a corrupt, lying, manipulative, lifelong politician who will lie, cheat, and steal to gain power.
Okay, newbie, and now it's your turn.
Lennox
Nev.
needs to understand that Valorum is a
Speciesist.
who needs to be tossed out and gotten rid of.
Entirely.
You know, every time the two of you get together, the conversation devolves into a god-dang political argument. Why do both of you do this?
Because Newbie here needs to just admit that a vote for Senator Palpatine is just the most anti-republic thing a citizen could do.
We've really stooped down to the low-hanging fruit of politics in 2020. We must have run out of show ideas. Sheesh. Anyway. So, yeah, you're both wrong.
Wait, what?
You heard me. You're both wrong. That much is clear.
Both of us cannot possibly be wrong, human. You simply must pick a side.
No, newbie. Nievnev. Indeed, you're both wrong. And you know what? I got a short PSA that can help you both understand.
Ah, crap. I'm starting to hate these.
PSAs.
This PSA is brought to you by Hellenix.
#shameless self-promotion.
And today's sponsor, 2020 Dystopian Year from Sullust Bingo Cards. Follow along, tracking all of 2020's zany and unexpected antics, and win prizes while you play along. I have Demons Erupt from the Geyser at Old Faithful, and Gamma Ray Burst from Alpha Centauri on my card. What do you have on yours? Purchase your own 2020 Dystopian Year from Sullust Bingo card today and find out.
Not available in all systems.
Your political opinion. What is it? Why do you have one? And who stands to benefit when you share it? In this SWGOH PSA, we will explore your dumb political opinion and the many myths that surround it. Nowadays, most people on the internet have a political opinion, and strangely enough, everyone feels a need to express theirs. But strangest of all, people think their political opinions are right. Today, we will try to navigate these muddy waters and determine whose political opinion is worth sharing and whose isn't. Regardless of your particular political persuasion, your specific political opinion is indeed wrong. I'm talking to you. Yes, you. The guy listening to me and pointing at himself. Yes, you. Sorry to break it to you. You're wrong. I don't care what your political opinion is. It's patently absurd, easily debunkable, and frankly, a bit unhinged. But wait, what about you? You. Over there. Yes, you. The lady pointing at herself. Yes, you. You're wrong too, I'm afraid. And what about you? Way in the back. Yep, you. The one barely listening while you try to play Squad Arena in the middle of the show. Yep, you. You're wrong too. Notice I didn't bother to listen to any of your political opinions at all, right? Why? Because they're wrong. How can I possibly know this without hearing a single political opinion expressed? Simple. They're not my political opinion. And therefore, they can't possibly be right. You see, folks, when someone shuts down their ability to listen and hold a conversation with someone of a different opinion, who they may in all likelihood get along with, under all other circumstances, civility dies. And when that happens, we all just revert to acting like overgrown children throwing temper tantrums. So, do us all a favor. Do me a favor. Do yourself a favor. When it comes to political opinions, just keep them to yourself. You won't be able to win anyone over, and all you'll do is cause an argument. And if I see you arguing, I'll ban you from all of my chats, all of my discords, and the eastern half of the known galaxy. So, before you express your obviously flawed political opinion, remember this. Political opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one, and they all stink. This has been Hellenics.
#shameless self-promotion.
For the Hellenic SWGOH YouTube channel. And 2020 Dystopian Year from Sullust Bingo Cards. Buy yours today.
Not available in all systems.
So, revenues have been kind of low, huh? I mean, we had to resort to getting a sponsor? What are we, broke or something? What do you mean my check may bounce if I deposit it before Tuesday? That payment better be good. I don't work for free. So, do you see now, boys? Wasn't that PSA helpful?
Once again.
Hellenics? That PSA didn't explain anything.
At least we are finally in agreement on something. Here today, Sir Noob of House EK.
Yeah, you aren't getting off the hook.
That easy.
Beep, bag.
Agreed, Noob. What are you thinking? Should we roast him on a spit over an open fire?
You?
Must.
Choose a side, Hellenics.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Well, that's easy. Side chosen.
Well, that was quick. So, pray tell, whose side did you choose? Hellenics of Corellia? Mine? Or Noob's?
Easy. I chose my side. I'm gonna vote for Ainley Team of Malistaire.
Hey,
I really like his
that's quite
policy on
unfair.
legalizing
You can't
spice.
pick from a third choice.
For medicinal
You
purposes.
can't pick from a third choice.
Of course. Why not? I'm an individual, and I can make my own decisions. I don't do what the HoloNet tells me. You guys need to stop watching that garbage. It's rotting your brains and ruining your logic.
The Escape Pod. Cast. The Bridge.
And welcome back to the show, everybody. Paul, come back.
What?
Come back.
What?
There we go.
What? I was putting my
You're doing
cup
something.
away.
You know what? This is a cockpit of a ship, okay? It's not somewhere where you can't just put your drink down willy-nilly. We have
I have
cup
a cup
holders.
holder over there.
No, the cup holders are in the middle. Cup holders are in the middle. Anyway,
I don't
welcome
trust
back to the
my
show, everybody.
drink next to you. I'm not gonna leave it here.
Look, we've just got this nice new shiny ship. The last thing we need is you spilling your free-to-play tears all over the console.
For those who are listening in, for the Twitch broadcast, we now have our flagship that we call the Millennial Fulcrum depicted behind us, thanks to Navin Mothma, who was a guest last week. He sent over a picture of his own cockpit. So, you know, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to do this. Let's go ahead and get into the thing that we touched on just a moment ago. We do have a new community team member. Let's see. Did they joining us as a community manager who will be focused on engaging the community and increasing our regular interaction with you? Doja Fett. I paraphrased from SB Crumb's introduction to Doja Fett, who posted this just today. He basically told the story about how he is a Star Wars fan and a video game fan, and it's, you know, it's really cool. It's really fun to see. I was encouraged. Is that the right word, Neil?
Yeah, it's a word.
It's a word. He says that he's been playing the game since a few months after launch. He's been a part of CG for the better part of the past few years, doing something non-community related, but he's been moved to the comms team because CG identified a need and are committed to expanding our interaction with our amazing community of players. As we mentioned, I don't know if we mentioned it on air or if it was just Thaddeus and us talking back and forth. Does this mean the possible return of the content creator program?
I mean, it could. I'm not that fussed. And the reason why I'm not that fussed, if they actually, bring back the full-on content creator, the content creator program, is because the content creator community is a lot larger now than it was when they first created the program itself. There are a lot more creators. I mean, some of the ones that were in the original program, no longer create content. Or they're part-timers because, real life does affect everybody. The community that creates content is so much bigger. And that the last thing I think they should be doing is picking and choosing which members of the content creator community get to be in the program.
Okay, I can see that.
I just think, think of it this way, right? What if we got on it, but friends of ours who are content creators didn't? Or what if friends of ours got on it and we didn't? That the last thing
we know what we did.
So I think I would like to see. Don't get me. I'm not saying I would like everyone that's in the community to get as equal time as possible. So equal opportunity to be heard, to speak, to ask questions. It just so happens that that there will be, if we were to speak to them, we'd want to produce content on the interactions, whereas someone who's just a regular member of the community might just want a few messages exchanged backwards and forwards. That's the kind of so I'd like to see it as broad as possible. I don't think singling out a handful of content creators and giving them special privileges would be as a cohesive gel for the community. I think it should be spread around the entire community. So everybody that makes content gets to make content based on their interactions with the community manager.
So here's my thoughts on that. If they did bring in a content creator community, it should encompass anybody that consistently makes content on this game, whether it be part or whether it be full-time. I'm going to speak from my experience with the Gameloft content creator program, which we are part of for our Lego Legacy Heroes Unbox. You have to at least create X amount of videos per month period, and abide by NDAs. And if you can't do both of those, then you don't get the perks of that. I think that people like Shattered Order, like Galactic War Report, like Gambit, like Hollow News Network, long form shows like ours should be given opportunities to have them on as guests. People like Arnold, Cubs, Ian, the people that are making videos about strategy should be given test accounts. That's my thoughts. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt, I'm not going to argue with that. Theory crafters definitely need the test accounts back. I couldn't agree with you more on that one. It would be a damn shame to not see Skeletrix with a test account again.
Exactly.
It's just Ian, Clesso, Dylar, Endor. You know,
they were included in Gambit, but nonetheless,
the hardcore theory crafters, the guys that like eat, sleep, live, and breathe the stat side of these things, because they would big up new characters and they would encourage people to spend. And isn't that what they want? Don't they want the content creating community to make content that's going to promote and encourage people to play the game and maybe spend a little here and there?
So, and here we go. The last bit, and then we're going to get into Patreon's choice here. The last line, other than "see you on the holotables" from Doja Fett, was, "There's a lot of work to do, but we feel the community deserves and wants more. I look forward to the things to come and being here to help as best I can." I'm going to take you at your word, Doja Fett. I would love to see you on these shows. I'd love to see you spread out upon the shows that we've mentioned. Be it here, be it with Gambit, be it with Shattered Order, who, by the way, I could tell you are wonderful people. They just did a combo episode with Galactic War Report, which leads me into saying this. We are proud to announce that next week we have scheduled, and we have pretty much all but set in stone confirmation, that Galactic War Report, both members, will be on the show next week.
Yep, we are going to have John and Sean.
John and Sean.
Paul? Where'd I get Paul from? John and Sean on the show next week. Yeah, definitely. That'll be fun.
So, guys, stay tuned for that. That is going to be a fun one. Let's get to Patreon's choice. The questions for us this week. In the wake of the sad news this past Tuesday, what is your favorite Van Halen song? Rest in peace, Eddie. Why can't this be Love?
Jump.
If you could apply one tag from the game to yourself, which would it be? Tank.
Yeah, I'd go with Tank as well, actually, yeah.
Who from the Escape Podcast would make an awesome Simpson character? I think they meant Castaways. I think Zaz meant Castaways. Who would make an awesome Simpsons character? Flair.
Yeah, Flair would, actually, yeah. Flair would make a good Simpsons character.
If you could go back in time and slap one person round the face with a wet fish, who would it be and why?
Slapping someone in the face with a wet fish. So we're talking satirical here. That needs to be for satirical reasons. You go. I'm thinking.
I'm still thinking as well. Man.
Okay, yeah. George Lucas, circa 2015, in the boardroom with Disney. Slap. No, Lucas, no.
I think that it should be John Cleese, just for the comedic value.
Oh, right, yeah. How do you like it?
If you could choose an awesome way to die, what would be your choice to shake off this mortal coil? It would be on a stream. It would be on a stream with you, knowing that I was going to pass as soon as I turned it off. I would be able to spread the power of positivity as best as I could, and just to pass the torch to the people that need to hear it, the people that have been so faithful. I would do a 24-hour stream and say goodbye to everybody, playing the games that I love with the people that I love.
I was just going to say shot out of a cannon towards the moon.
Okay. What actors would you like to play a live-action Revan and Mara Jade?
Well, Revan's easy. Revan's very easy.
Please don't say Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves. Oh, God. Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna change that. It used to be Keanu. By the time they make it, Keanu's going to be too old. So I'm going to go with Henry Cavill, because he knows how to handle a sword from The Witcher. He's really, really good with a sword. So you could swap that for a lightsaber easily, and somebody did. There's a Witcher parody where somebody took the sword and changed it to a lightsaber.
How about a young Vin Diesel before he became ultra Fast and Furious guy?
No. Van Diesel wouldn't be able to pull off the acting.
Who's your Mara Jade? Scarlett Johansson.
No, Scarlett Johansson is and will forever be that beautiful butt in Black Widow. So no, can't be. I would go with if it was. I would probably go with. You know what? I'd go with Julianne Moore. Actually, I'd go with Julianne Moore. Definitely. Yeah, I like Julianne Moore. It's got to be her, and she can pull the red hair off because she's a natural redhead anyway.
All right. Well, obviously, according to chat, I suck at casting people, and that's fine with me. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the Llama became an affiliate just this past Monday. We are going to raid her. If you are watching live on Twitch, we are going to raid her for you guys to show her the love if you haven't already. Now, with that being said, we are going to wrap it up here just a tad early and send it on over there. But Neil, thank you very much for everything this week. Really do appreciate it. And look forward to seeing you on Squadrons. If you're a Patreon, we'd love to see you on the in the after show. If you're not a Patreon, consider it. It's a lot of fun in the after show. Plus the chat during the week, it gets crazy. It gets fun. And on top of that, we now also have the Patreon's leaderboard in GA Center, which airs Tuesdays during Grand Arena weeks right here on the Escape Podcast.
Indeed, it does.
So, all right. Protect those that you love. Wear a mask. Be nice to each other, damn it. Stay tuned for a raid to Llama if you're watching live. Otherwise, go check her out at the Llama_TEPC on Twitch. We'll see you next week. Neil, push the button.
You got it, mate. Ta-ta for now, folks.
What's going on? Where the hell are we? Paris?
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button.
Attention! This is Colonel Sanders in forward command. Abandon ship! Abandon ship! All personnel proceed to escape pods! Close down the circuits! Evacuate the city! Self-destruct mechanism has been activated! Abandon ship! Where is it? Where is it? It's gonna be here! Out of order! Even in the future, nothing works!
This ship will self-destruct in exactly 10 seconds. Counting down. 10, 9, 8, 6.
6! What happened to 7?
Just kidding. 3, 2, 1. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. The Escape Podcast was filmed in front of a live studio audience full of tweaked out murder bears.
Sith, boo-boo, Sith. Good dog.